I want to give some actionable advice to people when they're going to approach their essays. Now, we're filming this at the end of a pretty intense college essay season.
Yeah.
A lot of people are wondering, did I even do this right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some general guidelines that you follow to know, like, does an essay land?
Right. So first, it's got to be grammatically clean.
Yes.
Because you have to show that you can control the language.
I'm going to push back on you.
We'll get that in a second. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. And but also, it's got to be in your voice.
Yes.
And I think the number one piece of advice I'd want to give people is you have to be brave to use your voice.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you're going to stand out. If you try to sound professional, that will fail.
Every time.
You will not work. So be aggressive. And I was actually going to post about this later on today. There's a sports analogy I think makes sense to me is you want to write your essay like you are in the fourth quarter. There's only a minute and a half to go in the fourth quarter, and you're down by 4.
Right.
You need a touchdown. You have to be smart, efficient. You have to take some chances.
Right.
And you have to be aggressive with it. Because not enough people are aggressive.
No.
Like and it feels so bad for them. Like they've been sort of scared into not taking chances. And it's like, as you mentioned, like, look, I don't even think your odds are anyway, but like your odds aren't great.
No.
These great schools. So if you want it, you have to go get it. So you have to be aggressive with these things.
No, you can't play it safe. You have to pick like way out there topics. Like one of my favorite college essays I helped a student write was her exploring her experience building an organization that raised awareness for adaptive athletics.
Oh.
Right. And so she actually opened the essay talking about observing a game from the U.S. men's national amputee soccer team.
Oh,
right.
wow.
But we didn't give any context. It was just literally sentence after sentence of like a one-legged man ran across the field and a guy with no arms blocked the shot coming into the net. Right. And just like bizarre stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And if you as an uninitiated person, if you read this essay, right, you might say, well, that's horrible because, like there's no context to this. We have no idea what's going on, right? But it's that chance, right?
Exactly.
That made a big difference because it landed for the person who read it, and that's the part I cared about.
Right.
I want to talk about the grammar thing.
Sure.
I will deliberately actually add grammatical errors in sometimes.
Interesting.
Right? But on purpose. Yeah. It's different, right? So you don't want grammar errors by accident.
Right.
But every now and then, there are things that are grammatically incorrect that stylistically are really cool. Right. So, for example, using ellipses in like a weird place, or let's say putting quotes where they wouldn't have been otherwise, or using a parenthesis in a certain spot that maybe you wouldn't have done. I love those things. I love those things in writing.
We speak in them all the time.
Yes.
We speak in ellipses. We speak in parentheses all the time.
It's natural.
And so, exactly. I'm on board with that.
I like a few errors. Like it's got wabi-sabi, right?
Right.
Something about it that works for that.
Right.
Okay, so then, tell me then. So, let's say, the essays are in now.
Yeah.
You assume that, you did a good job. It feels natural to you, right? It's grammatically there.
Yeah.
How could you know if you really have a great essay on your hands? What's the marker of that in your eyes?
Right. Again, would it stand up on the speech test, right? Would you get up in front of a person and say it?
Oh, I like that.
Post about this also.
Yeah.
That's my number one stress test for the Dear Roommate essay for Stanford.
Yes.
Is how would you feel if you walk into your room on day one and there's an admissions officer and there's your roommate and the admissions officer says, "Welcome to Stanford. Here's your roommate. Here's your letter. Read this letter to them." Would you feel confident doing that? Because that's how it works. Like this, but people people have been sort of scared into thinking that this is, some sort of formula, and it's not. It's you trying to, as you mentioned, get and retain the attention of a person and build a relationship with them in like 30 seconds. Like, can they feel like they want to root for you in 30 seconds?
Yeah, that I think is the biggest difference, right? Because you have a lot of people who think this should either be like a resume contest.
Oh, goodness, no. Yeah.
Which it can't be.
Right.
Or it's going to be something like, where they're looking through all the institutional spreadsheets. And I try to explain to people, this is a persuasion game.
Yes.
This is literally just a situation where you're going to try to get on that person's good side.
Yeah.
And you want them to be your friend.
Exactly right.
And if they're your friend and if they like you, they will go out of their way for you and they'll make excuses for you and they will even lie about you to themselves themselves so that they can get you in. They don't even care, right? They will make every excuse on earth for the kids they like and not for anybody else, right? Which is the important part. So you have to be likable.